Всем добрый вечер, дамы и господа. Сегодня у нас продолжение нашего вампиреныша. У нас одновременно 3 задания. Нужно найти ингредиенты для противоядия, так сказать. По сюжетке у нас все очень запутанно было. Куда-то наша подружка Леди Эшбери убежала. Наш друг доктор Свонси оказался полудурком, который создал эту инфлюенцию, так сказать. Ну как, инфлюенция была, но он создал гулей, потому что он хотел вылечить всех людей. Но пошел по пути к какому-то тупому. Взял кровь вампира и решил вакцинировать людей кровью вампира. Классно он придумал, да? У нас враги стали гораздо сильнее. Почему-то. Прям намекают, иди качайся. Ну, у нас опыта нет для прокачки. Ты чё? Дай мне кровушку. Все, доволен? И я нет. Такс. А куда нам по факту? Вест-Энд. Короче, по всем точкам мира нашего. Давайте сначала начнем с кладбища. Да. Вон туда? Да, вон туда. Ты чё? Чем ты брызгаешься там? Иди сюда. По факту надо бы пойти еще вылечить целый город у нас. Но. Пойдем в клад. Подождите, не, сначала давайте поймем. Не, лучше пойдем в этот город сначала. Ну тут все больные. Правильно? Правильно. Поэтому нам нужно сначала вон сюда. Вперед, налево. Вперед, налево, а потом куда? Давай. Нет? Да ладно. Я думал, сейчас нападут. Может, сейчас? Тоже нет. О, здоровые люди. Ничем не болеет. Конечно, ничем не болеет. Я ж вылечил. Ха-ха. Угу. Опять детский плач этот. Ой, слишком долго бегал этим. Давай. Так, как удалить F? Да. Теперь все хорошо. Да, хорошо. Я тебя понял. Хи-хи-хи-хи. Здорово, великан. Сам дай мне свою кровушку. Дай сюда свою кровушку. А ты точно крупный, сильный, все дела? Что-то мне подсказывает, что вы больше не сильные. Подыхай, ты чё, актерище? Ага. Ничем не болеет. Хорошо. А как подойти к нему? Отсюда никак. Я понял. Так, это тупик. Это тупик. Что надо? Ладно, ничего не надо. Вы меня звали. Что надо теперь? Тоже ничего не надо. Кто? Нет. Угу. Не, зачем? Зачем? Не. Туда тоже нет смысла. Давайте вернемся сюда. Не буду. Каш-каш-каш. Хе-хе-хе. Кто? Матерь болеет. Ага. Врач болеет. А, и ты болеешь тоже.
Whose blood could be purer than that of William Marshall? Lord. Good evening, Miss Teasdale. How have you been since you returned home?
Dr. Reed. Oh, thank God you returned safely from these awful streets. I was so worried about my father that I left without thanking you properly.
Please don't mention it, Miss.
Good. I found him, you know. My dad. Or what was left of him. I think my abductor intended to do the same thing to me.
Ну, наверное, да, так и есть. Давай.
What do you do for a living, Miss Teasdale?
Before my kidnapping, I was a waitress in a pub. Now I'm unemployed.
Were you fired?
No. It's just that after my recent experience, I don't feel like I can go back to my normal life. I need to do something useful.
Mm-hmm.
Be very careful, Miss Teasdale. You were lucky to escape death once, but vampires lurk everywhere.
You killed my kidnapper by yourself, didn't you? No offense, Doctor, but you're just a doctor. I don't see why I couldn't do the same.
Ну, как минимум ты не вампир.
What do you intend to do?
Dad always told me, Louise, if you want something, don't stop until you have it. I did my research and I found it. Ichabod Throgmorton, professional vampire hunter. I'll be his apprentice.
Он не профессионал, хочу вас расстроить.
Tell me about this area.
I've never really liked this part of town. It was where my father wanted to live. I won't remain here much longer.
What exactly don't you like about it?
People here are contemptuous and elitist. My dad always said, Louise, always treat people like you want them to treat you.
Ага. Давай узнаем о Лосию Досину.
Never heard of him.
Really? He's very well known in London, throughout the country even.
He a big shot or something? Never interested in politics myself. All words and no action.
Ха. Она мне
Do you need
нравится.
my medical attention, miss?
I don't need your help specifically. I can assure you there are many competent doctors around.
Это да, но держи
I have no doubt
лекарство.
about it, but I'm offering you my help anyway.
All right then. But please leave me alone for now.
Пока нет.
Why did your father feel guilty? He seemed so eager to welcome you back, as though he'd done something wrong.
Last time we saw each other, we had a terrible argument. I left the house and ended up in a pub. That's where the vampire met me. Dead drunk.
I see.
We argued a lot, me and Dad. But he always came home. I'm sure that's why he went to find me.
Угу.
He knew something bad had happened.
Он не
Your
переставал вас
father never
искать.
gave up on you. In the end, he risked everything to save the daughter he loved.
Yeah, that was my dad. Tough bastard, just like me. Even if I'd broken his leg, he would have gone looking for me.
What do you mean?
That last argument we had, it was more of a fight, actually. He slapped me and I kicked him hard in the balls.
Почему?
Louise, tell me what you really think about your father's sacrifice to save you.
I'm proud he went after me. I forgive him all his harsh words, all his bloody attitudes. I only wish I could tell him how much I loved him.
Yes. It can be traumatic, not having the chance to say goodbye to those we love.
Yes, Doctor. And there's no treatment for that type of pain, isn't that right? That may be the last thing my father taught me.
You seem to cherish your father a great deal.
Dad was the best. He kept an eye on me, but let me make my own mistakes. Louise, he used to say, mistakes are the best teacher. You would have liked him.
I'm sorry you didn't have the opportunity to say goodbye.
That's all right. He's buried in consecrated ground now. Nothing bad can happen to him.
Ладно, давай, бывай.
Goodbye, Miss Teasdale. And be careful.
И до встречи, да.
But nobody takes him seriously.
Ты опять орешь. А ну. На второй этаж. На первом никто не болеет. На второй, да, получается. Такс. Вылечим матерь.
Hello again, Mother.
Jonathan, back already? Good, good. I was just about to go outside to find
Да
you.
зачем?
You shouldn't stay away for so long.
Ага. Ой. Не то. Не то. Как отпустить? Угу. Как то? Я вчера играл в Лондон. Прям. Там просто кюшка, это назад. Либо отменить действие.
Aubrey, I'm not sure.
Давай.
Hello again, Mother.
Jonathan,
Давай.
Do you
Получай
need my
лекарство.
medical attention, Mother?
oh, you know I always refused to let you listen to my chest, son. It always seemed awkward, even when I felt ill.
Возьми
I think
лекарство
you
все
should
равно.
take this. You'll feel better.
I'm not sure I'll ever feel better, but thank you, my son.
Такс.
Tell me, Mother, how are you? All alone in this big house with only Avery to take care of you.
I'm sad most of the time. Sad that you have left me here alone. Sad that you don't tell me when you come or go.
I'm so sorry, Mother. It wasn't supposed to be like this. I was coming home. I was home. London, the Thames. And then it happened.
What happened, Johnny?
Я
I
сбился с
lost my
пути.
way. Somewhere between the boat and the house, my life changed completely.
You should have told me, Johnny. I would have understood.
Не, не
Were a
поняла бы.
secretive little boy.
Не поняла бы, к сожалению.
Do you think Avery is right? Do you think I should take better care of you?
I don't blame you, but you abandoned me, son. A mother should not survive her children. It's unbearable to know you're not here anymore.
Давайте дадим ложное обещание.
I know I have failed you since I returned. I even watched you bury Mary from a distance. From now on, I will protect you. You have my word.
You don't have to apologize to me, Johnny. Do you think I did not notice how much you have changed?
Have I changed that much, Mother? Am I still your son?
You are still, and you'll always be. Despite your pale skin, your bloody eyes, and that echoing sadness in your voice.
Да, есть такое. А что скажешь об
Father
отце?
seems to have left me some documents. Some sort of treasure hunt game. Do you know anything about them?
No, Johnny. But your father always loved to write these little games for you when you were a boy. Don't you remember?
I
Я помню
remember
его загадки. По
he used
факту.
to post me these riddles, as though they were sent by a mysterious games master. I'd spend weeks trying to decipher them.
Your father was always so proud each time you found the answer. He was not just the serious doer banker everybody thought he was.
I was proud too. How could I forget that?
The important thing is that you remember it now. I'll tell your father the next time I see him. He'll be so happy.
Could Father have conceived some sort of final game for me before he left?
I really can't say, Johnny. Perhaps you should talk with Avery about that. He was your father's confidant more than I.
А, да ладно. Необходима подсказка.
Goodbye,
Хорошо.
Mother. Try to rest now.
Такс, Эйвори, ты
Please
где?
come back soon.
Эйвори с первого этажа.
I'm not sure visiting Italy
Явись
is a good
сюда.
idea this time.
Эйвори. Такс, ты что-то мне не договариваешь.
Yes?
Такс, тут ничего. Тут... А, тут тоже ничего. Да ладно.
Goodbye. Of course.
Да ладно. Такс, ты ничем не болеешь, а ты? Головная боль, конечно. Ты опять за старое взялся, друг.
Good evening, old chap. Are you all right?
I won't lie to you, Johnny. I'm not a well man.
Во-первых, давайте я вылечу.
Do you need medical assistance?
It's a little late for...
What can I say?
Возьми.
I haven't lost my...
I hope we're talking...
Во-вторых, возьми вот
These are the
документы.
documents you wanted me to look for. I think I've gathered all the available occult research about vampires.
Oh, thank you, Johnny. Huh, that'll help me separate the myths from the facts.
I'm not sure you can consider this material factual, but it's yours now. What do you intend to do with it?
First, I'm going to show them to Venus. It'll open her eyes and make her understand the importance of my mission.
Угу. Так, с тобой тут больше нечего говорить, тут тоже нечего
Have
говорить.
you any news about Aloysius Dawson?
He was aware of many things, many secrets. It's obvious a vampire assassin must have got to him. He knew too
No.
much.
Нö. Не может быть.
You need some rest, Clarence.
Давай, иди
You
отдыхай.
should try to sleep.
Ты получил лекарство, теперь пора спать. И отдыхать. Так, медик. А, не медик, торговец, иди сюда.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. A great night, what?
Да, давай.
Do you
Возьми
need
лекарство.
medical help?
You would save my life, Dr. Reed. I have not felt so bad in many years.
Don't worry. There is nothing serious to fear. I have seen far worse, I can assure you.
I cannot imagine the pain these people must face then. You have my gratitude, Doctor. This disease has ruined my appetite.
Хе-хе-хе. Такс. Насчет ресторана.
Did you try the restaurant I recommended?
Oh, yes, I can't thank you enough, my dear Doctor. Exquisite, but expensive. But what is money made for, if not for little pleasures?
Хе-хе. Ну, по факту, ваши деньги
Don't
могли
you think
принести
your money could
больше
be
денег.
better spent
А,
in
больше денег.
these
Больше
difficult
полезного.
times?
Your words hurt, Doctor. I thought you and I were friends. But since you ask, I'm rich enough to finance my passions. And various charities across the city.
Сейчас А, ну ладно.
Perhaps my words were too harsh. Please forgive me if I've upset you.
Oh, no harm done. After I die, all my fortune will go to the suffering people of the East End. Until then, I aspire to live the most pleasant life possible.
Хороший подход по факту.
Have you any news on Aloysius Dawson?
I will never see him again in my shop, it seems. I did not realize how much his health had deteriorated. In the end, not even money can protect you from death.
Конечно,
I
конечно.
may have a look at your goods.
Да, давай посмотрим, что у него за товар есть. Белый фосфор. Зачем? Я больше склоняюсь к тому, что нам нужны вот эти всякие. Да ладно. Не, у меня же столько денег нету. Ладно, а что есть на продажу? Это можно продать. И крестцом. Конечно. Регенерация, сыворотка. Ладно, давай. Теперь можно покупать. Хотя не. Лучше уж подкопим. Так, кто еще болеет? Чую, мне вас в колонии будут не рады. Как вы думаете? Карин, остановись.
Rats. Tasty rats. Those clever rodents are cautious now. They won't approach.
Такс. Тут больше нечего спрашивать, давай.
Can I help you?
Yes.
Одно и то же
Take
будет.
that as a yes, even if I would prefer to help you in another way.
Make it stop.
Have you recent news of Aloysius Dawson?
He is dead, I've heard. I wish I was dead too.
Да зачем?
I must go now.
Такс. Теперь. Ага, плюсиком. Ох, как много вас болеющих. Почему? Раз, два, три. Не тех считаю. Раз, два, три, 4, 5. И еще 3 неизвестных. Такс. Сделаем большой круг. Да, еще и жена друга должна болеть, я так понимаю. Так, жены друга тут нету. А где она была? Такс, не понял. Что тебе надо? Что ты
Good evening,
кричишь?
Miss Ashby.
And good evening.
What is your opinion of Aloysius Dawson?
I'm sure you did what you had to without him suffering more than he deserved. I'm not sure I'd have been so merciful.
Ага.
Goodbye.
Хорошо, давай, удачи. Да, отпусти текстуру. Ага. А ты кто такой?
We meet again, Mr. Kimura, in a more peaceful situation.
Dr. Reed. Still visiting London by night?
We must both be nocturnal animals, you and I. After your captivity, I thought you'd be more cautious.
Breathing the cold night air helps calm my mind, sir. I've had the most frightening nightmares since I escaped that filthy jail.
Давай
Do you need
медосмотр
medical
сделаем
assistance,
вам.
sir?
Don't believe that I'm the kind of man with a fragile constitution. But I'm afraid my imprisonment has done more harm than I thought.
Возьмите
There is no
лекарство.
need to be ashamed. We are all equally vulnerable to this disease.
Yes. I know now life is as precious as it is fragile.
Теперь будем интересоваться жизнью в Лондоне.
May I ask you what you do for a living, Mr. Kimura?
I was a landlord. A wealthy one. And not a very kind one, I realized recently.
Why this sudden epiphany? Is it because of your near-death experience?
I was already feeling nostalgic about Weymouth, my hometown. With recent events, I'm thinking about going back there.
Ага.
How is the situation in the West End?
I've heard rumors about armed men patrolling and fighting infected citizens in these very streets. I was lucky they didn't shoot me when I was abducted.
Это да, повезло.
Why are you so nostalgic for your hometown, Tadao?
I was focused so much on making money, I almost forgot that my relatives and friends are threatened by this epidemic.
А как же ваша
Have you
семья?
heard anything from your family?
I was not only a bad landlord, I was also a bad husband. I've not seen my wife and son for years. Busy, busy, busy.
At least now you're ready to go back and see them. But don't be surprised if your son bears a grudge, sir.
You make it sound like you suffered from an absent father yourself, Dr. Reed. Well, I'll keep your warning in mind.
Хорошо. А у друзей нету, что ли?
Over the years, I'm afraid my greed turned me into my friend's adversary, while I became friends with my professional rivals.
Those you grew up with didn't share your views on money and success.
Would you believe I was once a member of poetry circles and an astronomy club? We were young, such joyful dreamers then. But I stopped laughing long ago.
Вы вправду изменились, что ли?
Can you change? And is it what you really want? If so, it must come from within, not without.
I've seen what an altruistic gesture can do. Nothing forced you to save me, Dr. Reed, but you did. I will follow your example in these matters from now on.
Не стоит меня
There is no
благодарить
need
по
to
факту.
thank me. Rescuing a London citizen should not be out of the ordinary, though I'm afraid it may appear so in these difficult times.
You did not only rescue me, you fought for me. You put your life in danger to save me. That's quite extraordinary.
How will you cope if you're attacked again?
I don't know. I've heard about these men and women who patrol the West End every night, chasing criminals like my abductor. Maybe I should join them.
Да зачем? А как вас
What can
похитили-то?
you tell me about your
Мне
abduction?
интересно уж.
If you really want to know, I was locked in that building for 3 or 4 days. My jailer was insane, mumbling about sacrifice and voices.
А почему медленно?
And why didn't he sacrifice you?
That was the weirdest part. He claimed to spill blood was not enough. It had to be done when some stars were aligned.
Which stars?
That's the whole point. He wanted me to talk to him about some Red Queen configuration or constellation. I've never heard of such an astronomical term.
А это интересно. Но про... А про это нужно узнать у Аскалона, да?
What did he say about voices?
He constantly whined about the voice of his master, ordering him to do terrible things. He wanted to silence the voice by offering blood. My blood.
Понятно.
Have you heard of Aloysius Dawson?
Poor man. To die rich and alone, that was my plan for years. Money was the only currency I valued. Now I've started to realize it's not a life worth living.
Ну, молодец.
Tell me, Tadao, why was your abductor so interested in your passion for astronomy?
I don't know. We met a few times at the Royal Greenwich Observatory. He seemed to share my hobby. Then he invited me to his house and locked me in.
Ага. Астрономия так
Yes.
увлекательна, что ли?
Astronomy is a fascinating subject. When I was a child, my mother bought a small telescope for my sister and I. We spent many a pleasant evening stargazing.
Stars are not just dots in the sky, Doctor. They are the key to our understanding of the cosmos. They remind us how insignificant we are.
You're right. But children love magic and stories. I remember our mother told us constellations have the power to protect us.
Protection by the light of the stars. That's sweet. You remember the name of these constellations?
А что? Типа что? Что выбрать? Мне же не дадут потом выбор, типа, вот это нужно выбирать. Я уже не помню. Давай, дракон, соцветие.
My favorite constellation.
Memory's a strange thing. I can recite without hesitation the names of the 88 constellations. Yet I barely remember my own childhood.
Он обманул
Did he
вас.
fake his interest in astronomy to get close to you?
No. In his madness, he spoke about a blood sacrifice to be made to his master when the stars aligned to a specific configuration.
Угу. Понятно.
Goodbye,
Давайте,
Mr. Kimura.
не
Take
обманывайтесь больше.
London has brought so
Такс.
much pain to me.
Теперь. Где она? А где она? Не здесь. И как мне найти ее?
Been to the city anymore.
А, может здесь? Ты чё так кашляешь? Тук-тук-тук.
Hello, Venus.
Hello, Jonathan. Please come in.
Спасибо.
So sorry for your loss, Jonathan.
Спасибо.
What do you need from me, Jonathan?
Do you need my
Давайте
medical
лекарство
attention?
дадим.
It would appear that old habits die hard, my dear. I would appreciate your help as always.
Возьми
And I'm happy
лекарство.
to give it to you, as always.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Venus, why do you worry so much about your family's reputation?
Everyone laughs at Clarence now. And they avoid me because they believe I share his insane opinions. I'm a leper in my own community.
А, вот оно как.
What do you think about Clarence squandering his fortune on his obsession?
Soon we'll be poor and forced to sell the house. Where will we go? In which filthy, infected part of town will we end up? I'm so afraid.
Ну да, надо бы ему вправить мозги за это.
Did Clarence recently show you documents that prove the existence of vampires?
Yes, he did. And he also told me you spent a few nights gathering research for him. Seriously, Jonathan. Why feed his obsession like that?
He's my friend. I thought it might help him rest, instead of going outside at night. Tell me, what are your thoughts about vampires?
Gibberish and poppycock. Dracula was a good book, but these documents were just mumbo-jumbo. I burnt them all as soon as Clarence went outside again.
Have you any recent news of Aloysius Dawson?
It's not such a bad thing for rich people to remember that money can't protect them from disease and death.
Ну не поспоришь, давай. Бывай. Так, у нас остаются два человека в другом микрорайоне, так сказать. Все, бывай. Идем в тот микрорайон, получается. Вперед, вперед и да. Почему все так? Не, ну серьезно, я уже потратил 33 минуты. 33? Да, 33 минуты на то, чтобы вылечить всех, пока тут искал, все дела. Еще чуть-чуть потратился, да, не поспоришь с этим. Сейчас еще чуть-чуть подерусь, наверное. Надеюсь. Давай. Давай. А, минус. Понял. А как же блок поставить? Что надо? А ну-ка. Давай. А, все? ГГшенка? ГГшнулся, да? Так, мне туда не надо, мне вперед. Да, вперед и направо. Теневой икон. Давай. Ой. Да в смысле? Как же ты часто кастуешь? Давай мне икон твоей крошки. Сколько можно кастовать? Такс, я не понял. Ты чё так часто кастуешь? Кастанутый, что ли? А почему меня топошнуло? Вот хороший вопрос. Почему меня топошнуло? Я, конечно, понимаю, мне в спину ударили, но не настолько же. Такс, давай. Я же открыл эту дверь. Или нет? Или открыл? Или нет? Или открыл? Опять одно и то же. Теперь ладно, пошли. Я же вроде открыл эту дверь. Или или да, или нет. Я, короче, запутался. Давай. Ты чё? Ты вообще не реагируешь, что ли? А ну-ка, давайте. Давай мне кровушка. Потом хпшку восполним. Так, хитина взяли. Опять сопротивление. А там кто теневой икон? Я не хочу с вами драться. Идите в кыш-кыш-кыш вон. Ладно, буду драться. Раз уж на то пошло. Давай. Хи-хи-хи-хи-хи-хи. Ты издеваешься? Куда ты пышешься так часто? Все, довольно. Давайте, погнали. Пошли, нам нужно вернуться в ту часть города. О, волчик какой-то. Нам нужно вернуться в ту часть города чисто ради того, чтобы вылечить 2 человек и еще узнать новых людей. Давай посмотрим, что ты будешь делать. О, ты можешь прыгать? Да ладно. Давай. Я не знал, что ты умеешь прыгать. Дай мне кровушку. Сейчас узнаем, кто ты такой. О, нет. Так, мне же сюда надо было. Так, меня тут встретят молодые иконы какие-то или нет? Так, тут много кровушка, которая мне нужна. Ага. Ага. Это не та зона, которая нужна. Какие-то. Или это нужна? Не нужна. А тогда зачем я ходил сюда? Я уже не помню. Ну ладно. Дайте мне кровушку, пожалуйста.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Спасибо. Ну хотя бы что-то нужно. Хотя бы минимал. Кровушка. Чтобы можно было драться. Давай. Угу. Два переутомленных. Привет. Давайте, я не буду с вами долго разговаривать. Я и так всю серию потратил на то, чтобы всех вас найти и вылечить. Давайте. Не, я... Опять хьюшку нажал, да, все хорошо. Давай. Ты просто все забудешь.
Good evening, Miss.
You know.
Давай.
Do you need my...
Oh, yeah.
Да ладно, у меня нету.
May I...
It's all.
У меня больше нету средств от переутомления. Да ладно.
I hope you can stay a little longer this time.
И у тебя переутомление, и у нее. И по крайней мере... А почему вас двое?
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. Can I be of assistance?
Dr. Reed? Dr. Reed?
Is there anything wrong?
No, it's just... Your name sounds familiar. And your face. Have we met before?
I think I would remember. So I suppose the answer is no.
That's odd. I'm certain I've already heard of you. My name is Pericles Baker. Does that mean anything to you?
I'm afraid not, sir. But it's a pleasure to meet you anyway.
The pleasure is mine, I guess. I only wish I could remember when it was that we met.
О, простуда. Вот это можно вылечить.
I don't want to appear...
Says...
Не, вас нужно запомнить и потом подойти к вам.
Have you any recent...
I've heard he's dead.
You knew Aloysius is...
Yes. I think we were even together in the Gemini Club for a time.
Ага.
Goodbye.
Спасибо, хорошая подсказка.
Good evening,
Здорово.
sir. I am Dr. Jonathan Reed. Do you need my help?
Yes, please. Would you be kind enough to tell me what the time is?
That's all you need to know.
Well, is it not important to know? As important as where you are? Or who you are?
I suppose you're right. And who are you then, sir?
I am Agamemnon Baker. Like my brother, I think we need to leave this city immediately. And my brother and I rarely agree on anything.
Ага. А по состоянию 3 переутомления нужно. Давай.
Have you any recent news of Aloysius?
I try not to listen to gossip or rumors. Unlike my brother, I am only interested in facts.
Давай потом с вами поговорим об этом
Goodbye for
всем.
now.
Так, теперь... А, мне нужно вот сюда, да. Я ж тогда открывал эту дверь. Будем считать, что еще раз заново открыл. Я почему-то понял, что я открывал эту дверь. Так, в этом городе остался один всего лишь человек, которого я еще не находил. И он, скорее всего, будет вот тут. Ага. Такс. Не кажется ли это загадка какая-то? Здрасте, а вы кто? Ага.
Jonathan Reed. At last we meet. The cards warned me you would visit tonight.
I beg your pardon, sir. Do I know you?
Of course you do. Our mutual friend, Dr. Swansea, can't speak highly enough of you. My name is Usher. Usher Talltree.
You are the leader of the Brotherhood, are you not?
Primate of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, to be precise. I'm really glad we met tonight. I love it when the cards tell me a truth.
The cards told you to expect me.
Yes, they tell me everything. They told me that you struggle hard not to take too many lives.
Угу.
Do you
А ты
require
чем-то
medical-
болеешь? И еще один переутомление. Конечно. Не давать лекарства. Так, у нас с тобой очень много разговоров, но
News
давай.
concerning Aloysius Dawson.
What was his last thought, I wonder?
Goodbye, sir.
I read Red River. the song of
Заперто.
dark,
Конечно,
whispers of
конечно, оно заперто.
so many signs to interpret.
Вот огромный минус вот этого всего. Так, подожди. 3, 2, 1. Подсказок нету, так что давайте пошли дальше. Найдем нам убежище тут, чтобы зафиксировать все. И еще заодно нужно нам тут что-то готовить. Не каждый раз же тэпаться. Ну, как тэпаться, если бы в игре была тэпашка. О, вот и убежище. Вот и еще один переутомленный
It's locked, all
солнцем.
right.
Давай. Так, что мы можем создать? Нам нужно 4 таких. Давай больше. Давай 8. Нет, давай 10 уже, чтобы красиво было. Доведем до 4. Это уже никак. Старый мачете не улучшить. Вот это. Так. Ага. Ну, 210 скорость и выносливость, а потом 7,5. А тут... А есть что-то побыстрее? Вот, не. Давай. Не, я думаю... Да, давайте на этом пока что сделаем все. Ну, я ожидал, что серия будет по экшонисти, но подрались с кем смогли. Кого встретили. Было бы, конечно, лучше, если бы мы нашли гораздо больше людей, которых можно было бы побить. Но как есть, так есть, как говорится. А на этом, дамы и господа, всем спасибо за просмотр. Пишите лайки, ставьте комментарии, подписывайтесь на канал. Берегите себя и ваших близких. И всем пока-пока, народ.